Hello. So today I'm going to tell you some proper etiquette for using an extension ladder, some do's and don'ts. Please follow the rules on this and you won't get hurt, okay? First of all, the bottom has feet on it, the top does not. So you always have the feet on the ground. It only works one way. The rope and the pulley, they're going to end up always being towards the wall, and you want to have the rope, and I'll show you this in a minute because this one's actually set up incorrectly on purpose. Okay, so the feet have two positions. One side's pointing down, the other side, and it's got teeth on it, and the other side's flat with the rubber. On this type of ground, you always want to use the rubber, okay? Since we're on asphalt, the teeth are for when you're in soft soils. Pick it up. Okay. Now, this rope is supposed to be in the center, but it's tangled up right now in between the rungs of the ladder. So I'm going to move it back to where it's supposed to be. Always have it in the center. So this is in the center, so your feet go on either side of the extension rope, okay? And the other side, it hangs down right underneath here, okay? One of the most important things, one of the most valuable things with an extension ladder is not to have the bottom kicked out too far. If you have it kicked out too far, it may feel safer going up, but as you get to the top, there's so much pressure, you don't want the feet to kick out from underneath you. If you set this up correctly, it will not do that, okay? What it is, and it's even written on the side, these two rungs, when they're together, they should be parallel to the ground. So I'm going to set it up right. Okay. There you go. So it feels steeper than maybe you're comfortable with, but don't be on the extension ladder if you're not comfortable with it, okay? But to extend it, and as you extend up, you do have to take the bottom out a little bit because it changes as parallel. But as of right now, this is parallel to the ground and it's safe. The biggest mistake, the most dangerous part of an extension ladder, it's not really falling off at the top. It's the higher up you go, it goes from 2 rungs to 1 rung when you step down. I'll show you this in a minute. And so if you step off of that and forget that that's there, you'll miss that step and you'll scrape your shin and it hurts like heck, okay? So, I'm going to show you how to properly go up in that extension ladder. I'll extend it and do the same thing. So, I'm checking both feet, the rubber's on the ground, I look at my steps, they're both parallel to the ground. I look up to make sure it's nice, and again, you want 4 points of contact, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 up at the top. So I start climbing, I put my hands around the back side of the ladder. Hold on to it. Some people prefer to hold the rungs. I prefer to hold the back side. It's a little safer. Either one's fine. Climb up. I'm watching my feet as I go with my eyes. Obviously, I'm watching. But yeah, no, I feel safe and I can work in this space. And this is about as high as we're going to go on this project anyway. But if I did want to go higher, let's say over here in this space, all I do, I leave the feet where they are. Run it up, and you want to make sure that these locks have gone past the rung and are locked into it. It works pretty easily. The same thing when you bring the ladder down, you go past it, and there's a little catch that'll let them snap down. Snap, snap, snap. Don't let it slam, okay? Just be gentle with it, keep your hand on the rope. Okay, there we go. Good. Now I've extended up, but now these aren't parallel to the ground anymore. I gotta kick it out just a few inches. Okay, they look parallel to the ground, rope's in the center, down underneath the ladder, the tail of it. I'll look at it again. So this is what I was talking about, right here on this step. If you're not watching when you're coming down, you'll come down like this, and you'll think there's another step there, and you'll miss, and then you go like this, and you scrape your shin. I can't tell you how bad that hurts. Okay, don't do that. When you're working on the extension ladder, it's good practice to have a second person here. So maybe work in teams. That would be a smart choice. To put the ladder down, you simply go up past the rung it's on. Let it come down slowly. You don't want to slam it down. And then make sure it's locked in, and then you can lay it sideways. Like this. So, another tip on the extension ladder is how do you move it. You can move this ladder really safely, or you can, if if you do it incorrectly, it'll be top heavy and you're going to fall and hit somebody or hurt yourself. So don't do that. So what you have to do, make sure the rope's in your hand so you don't trip on it. You put one hand above your head and one hand down below and you're underneath it. You pick it straight up and you just walk. You walk backwards, you walk forward. It's real easy because it's already balanced because you had it parallel to the ground. So you're underneath it, one hand's down below, one hand's up above your head, and that's how you're going to move back and forth. Do not move the ladder from this side like this. This is dangerous, okay? The wind catches you, you start to trip or something, it's going to fall. If you're underneath it, you've got that triangle of support, and it's really easy to control. From this side like this, you don't have that at all, so don't do it that way, okay? Again, I don't want anybody getting hurt. Okay. These are heavy. You can't do it by yourself, get somebody to help you.